Sometimes following Jesus can be tough. Do you ever wish there was an easier way? As we move into this season of Lent, preparing for Easter, churches around the world are looking at the temptations of Jesus. We're going to pick up the narrative in the 4th chapter of Matthew's Gospel. Spend some time reading it reflectively by yourself. For context, we dive into chapter 3 where we see that Jesus is being baptized by John. As Jesus comes up out of the water, we see the Spirit of God come down and settle on him like a dove. And then God speaks the words of affirmation to Jesus. This is my Son, with whom I'm very pleased. In the very next scene, Jesus finds himself in the wilderness. How do we make sense of this? Has the Spirit suddenly left Jesus? Not at all. In fact, Matthew tells us that it's the Spirit who leads Jesus into the wilderness. Jesus, the Son of God, is led into the wilderness to be tempted. It's easy to think that the role of the Spirit is to make us feel warm and comfortable, safe and secure. That's not always how it is. Sometimes the Spirit leads us to difficult places, uncomfortable places. The Spirit leads Jesus into the wilderness. He's there for 40 days without eating. And Matthew tells us that after fasting 40 days and 40 nights he was hungry. Well, isn't that what you'd expect? Of course Jesus is hungry. Why is it that Matthew needs to tell us that? Maybe it's that we need to be reminded that Jesus is fully human here. He really is hungry. It's when Jesus is hungry that the tempter comes to him and says, "If you're the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." I wonder, when you're really hungry, is turning stones to bread really that bad? What is the tempter really saying to Jesus? Seems to me like Jesus really is being tested here. You're the Son of God. You can do this. There's an easy way out. Just take these stones and turn them into bread. There's an easy way out, Jesus. You can take it. Have you ever been there, caught between God's way and the easier way? Jesus answers, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." So Jesus quotes Scripture. I wonder, did Jesus know Scripture because he was the Son of God? Or had he spent his lifetime growing up studying Scripture? Man shall not live by bread alone. What is Jesus saying? Seems to me Jesus is saying, I'm not going to take the easy way. I'm going to do things God's way. Are you ready to do things God's way? Are you prepared to follow Jesus wherever he might lead you? To the wilderness? To Jerusalem? To the cross? That's what this season of Lent is all about. It's about following Jesus all the way to the cross. You see, it's only as we see things through the lens of the cross that we can fully grasp the resurrection message of Easter. Here are some questions to ponder. Sit with them. Talk about them amongst yourselves. Share them in your small groups. How does the tempter come to you? What does he look like? What does he say? Are you prepared to say no to the easy way and choose to do things Jesus' way? What might that look like for you? What might it look like for Jesus to lead you into the wilderness? Are you prepared to follow him if he does? The message of Lent is a call to follow Jesus to the wilderness, to Jerusalem, all the way to the cross.